Hey, I'm Tanner. Do you have one of those games that when you get home you just pop on and relax and play for hours on end like Stardew or Minecraft? This isn't one of those games. Hello and welcome to Ultrakill, where blood is fuel and hell is full of it. Your current objective, find a weapon. I know I said I was gonna do Watch Dogs next, but I had an idea for the video, so now it's gonna take a little bit longer for it to come out. But I took so long to make this video, the stuff is here for that video, and now I'm just making two. Either way, that video will come out early April, late May. Anyway, you play as V1, a robot made by humans made specifically for war. They wanted the ultimate killing machine, so obviously they made an insanely maneuverable robot. And its primary purpose is to fight, so obviously it runs off of blood. Yes, that's how you heal in this game, dealing damage while close to enemies. This game is fucking intense. Fucking loud. And the music is just insane. What, you think I turned it down? No, I blasted that the whole almost 6 hours I played this game. I have permanent hearing damage from it. For legal reasons, that's a joke. My lore knowledge is pretty shoddy because I got it all from a friend about a year ago, so some things I say may be incorrect. But that's just because my memory is bad. Sadly, this won't be an entirely blind playthrough. You'll see what I mean later. Anyway, V1 I'm pretty sure killed the entire human race and now he's down in hell for sustenance. First you punch your way through some enemies, getting used to the movement. You know, wall jumping, sliding, standard speed game. Until you find your first gun, a revolver, which when you hold right click has a special charge shot that pierces enemies. That right click ability can be changed later from points you get by beating levels. I'll get back to that later. Don't get ahead of me. The next thing this game teaches you is deflecting, or as I like to call it, parry this you fucking casual. You then introduce the first mini-boss to test your skills and move on to the next level. Oh, and by the way, this is the screen where you get all your points for upgrades. Speaking of upgrades, in the second level you're introduced to the upgrades screen. Here you can learn about enemies, buy new upgrades, and go into some sandbox mode. But the next upgrade for your revolver is throwing coins in the air, shooting them, and ricocheting them into enemies like bullets. How cool is that? You can cycle through your weapon abilities by pressing E because this game wants you to use everything possible. Also, when you die, the game kinda laughs at you. The next mini-boss is Swords Machine. He's supposed to get you used to sliding and dashing through fights, but I didn't do that and brute forced it. Anyway, beat him and you get the next weapon, a shotgun. The shotgun's right click is a grenade launcher, but I didn't use that. Wanna know why? Because you can parry your own shotgun and turn the shells explosive! Oh, that's what. Alright, next level. I instantly bought the next upgrade for the shotgun. What does it do? Well, you can keep racking it for increased power but decreased accuracy. Now, I'm pretty sure that's not how guns work, but I'm no expert. Moving on, mini-bosses from previous stages become common enemies. It's like a milestone and a skill check to see how much better you've gotten from the beginning. Next level, after making your way through, you find a door and everything's quiet. Too quiet. That's because the boss is one of the statues next to the door! Brother. Good job, you got the boss at half health, but guess what? The other statue is a boss too! And that's pretty much the first act. I also, at some point, bought the third pistol ability, which you spin the revolver and you shoot at anything and it ricochets a few times, but I didn't remember to say that in the script. Yes, I'm keeping those stutters in. Fuck you! New act, new scenery, and also new mechanics. Oh, pretty! These colored skulls open the same colored door. New act, new gun as well, I guess. This is the nail gun. Yes, I know it looks like a mini or Gatling gun, but trust me, it's a nail gun. This right-click ability is a magnet, just in case you're bad at aiming, unlike me. Don't look at that, don't look at that! There's also a lot of secrets in the levels, but I didn't really try looking for them, but if I happened to stumble across them, I would get them. Suddenly, the atmosphere takes a dark turn after you take one of the skulls. Everything is on fire, and you're introduced to a new enemy that wields a flamethrower, of course. There's also this kamikaze one, but I forgot to mention him because I'm gonna forget to mention a lot of things. There's also lore books you can find scattered around levels, but I didn't read that because I'm not a nerd! This door is different. It has two colors, but you only need one skull to open it. However, I got curious what would happen if I found both skulls and unlocked a secret boss fight that I was not ready for. Okay. In comes the hideous mass, an absolutely disgusting abomination that I don't even know how to begin to describe. No, that doesn't count as a description. Anyway, on to the last level of Act 1. But Tanner, I thought this was Act 2. No, that was the tutorial. This is Act 1. Shut up. Anyway, this is V2. He's you, but stronger, allegedly. Even though he may be upgraded, you're still stronger. Lore reason? Well, V1 was made for fighting. V2 was made for sort of peacekeeping. V1 only knows fighting. V2, however, moves around like a player and will swap weapons based on scenarios. He'll even use the abilities like throwing coins. This fight took me a while, I'll be honest, but anyway, kill him and take his arm. New hand. Now you can cycle through V1 and V2's arm by hitting G. V2's arm lets you use a shotgun blast if you hold the melee button, but you can't parry anymore. Oh. The next area is really cool. It's a sort of dystopian landscape with a giant creature looming in the background that totally isn't foreshadowing any future bosses. Either way, this act's gimmick is power boxes. There's 3 of them, of course, rule of 3. Shoot them and the door opens while spawning enemies. You also unlock the railgun, which trades insane power for a cooldown, which can be seen right here with this lightning bolt. You also get an upgrade for it later called the drill. Shooting it at an enemy deals constant damage, so you can basically face tank any of the harder enemies. There's a new annoying enemy that most of the player base hates, and I don't really get why because I didn't really have a problem with it. It looks like this, by the way. This act also introduces you to carts, a nice little transportation system that isn't really utilized much in this game. Oh wow, this is a really big room. It doesn't look like a boss fight. Oh my god. Anyway, this boss fight gets super easy once you understand anything can be parried. Yes. Anything can be parried. I can parry that. Oh, I'll get parried, idiot. The fight was fun, but now the next act is in its mouth. Oh, that's cool. There's only 2 levels in this act. One that's a regular clearing out enemies, and the second one is introducing a new boss, Gabriel. Behold, the power of an angel! This is Gabriel. He has such an amazing voice actor and such a cool design. And the fight is just so fun. The voice actor is super chill and he streams. His VTuber avatar is literally just Gabriel. You can just really tell that he loves his job and this character. Anyway, as hard as this fight was, I loved it. Every time I died, I was excited to just fight him again. Remember what I said earlier about Swords Machine when he was supposed to be the one to teach you to dash and slide through attacks? Yeah, this is the fight where I had to learn. Anyway, it was definitely a skill check for me. I could get through his first phase pretty easily if I wasn't lost mentally. Either way, kill him and he gives off a little monologue and he gets an epilogue. Gabriel goes up to a council of angels and they all essentially laugh at him for losing to a machine. You basically turn him into an atheist. The game is separated into 3 discs. That was all just disc 1. Right now there's 3 out and the 3rd is incomplete. Anyway, on to disc 2. This is a sort of Egyptian setting introducing you to sand enemies. They don't bleed, so you can't heal off of them. You also get access to a new sort of pickup, akimbo. Akimbo allows you to dual wield any weapon in your inventory. Yes, any weapon. And if you're fast enough, you can stack it, but I'm not fast enough, so I don't have any footage of that, so you don't get to see that. Either way, it made the coin ability really fun to use. And the second ability for that nail gun, if you remember that, is just shooting bursts of it, and it made the game so loud. The next boss is... I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. You can parry his head when he throws it at you, but I didn't do that because I forgot that you can't parry with the red arm. And also the sand is lava. Guess who's back? It's V2, and he's got an upgrade that he doesn't use at all during the entire fight. Anyway, he's got a stack of health bars. Take down the first health bar and he'll burst through the pyramid and start sliding down. Kill him, again and for good this time, and get his arm. Again. This upgrade is a grappling hook. Shoot at these green things to pull you to them, these blue things to slingshot you, and these yellow things that are timer based for mechanics later in the game, which I probably won't talk about. New act and, water levels, and it muffles the music. Skip. Woo, we're in the middle of the ocean and next to a bunch of lodgings. What's the new mechanic for this area? Well, there's totems. These totems will prevent you from dealing any damage to the enemy that they're guarding. How do you deal with them? Well, just go up and punch the totem once, and then you can kill the enemy. The last stage in this act is a Titanic-looking boat, but before you go in, you have to fight the ferryman. I've seen people struggle on this part, and I don't really get why. I first tried him, but I'm skipping over most of the levels at this point because it's basically just fighting, get the colored skulls, all that type of thing. Really fun to play, not as fun to watch. Anyway, pass by a window and see a giant tentacle outside. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. That couldn't possibly be foreshadowing the next boss. While you're fighting halfway through one of the levels, the ship gets flip-turned upside down Fresh Prince of Bel-Air style. Make your way out and what in oblivion is that? I didn't really see a gimmick with this fight. I didn't parry it or anything, I just shot it till it died. Very fun. Anyway, Act 3 on this disc is called Heresy, and it only has 2 levels. Sound familiar? First level is clearing enemies and killing 2 hideous masses, while there's also lava that will insta-kill you if you even touch it. But after that, you meet Gabriel again, and he gives you one of the best pre-fight speeches I've ever heard.
Oh. Machine, I will cut down break you apart, splay the gore of your profane form across the stars. I will grind you down until the very sparks cry for mercy. My hands shall relish ending you here and now!
I love hearing this monologue. You can hear the anger in Gabriel. Anyway, I got into phase 2 in my pretty early attempts, but there was one move that just kept screwing with me. He would sometimes throw his sword and I needed to use the ricochet ability to essentially parry it. I don't know why I struggled with that so much, but eventually I got through it. But of course, he survived, and on this episode of What's Up with Gabriel, first it starts off with Gabriel just kind of reflecting at a campfire. And then he goes against the council, killing all of them and leaving heaven without a word. Every angel understood his message. Disc 3 is incomplete as of recording, but what we have is amazing. You get introduced to a new enemy, and oh my god, I fucking hate it. Holy shit. Jesus Christ! This part scared the shit out of me, and yes, I should have seen it coming, but I'm bad with horror. These enemies are insanely fast and move as if they were possessed, throwing skulls at you. Anyway, later in the levels, you see this marble minotaur run over some of the enemies, and you're like, oh, okay, moving on, we'll never see him again. I thought you were supposed to run down this hallway, and I was super stubborn, so I was running for like 3 minutes, wondering when the next part was gonna show up. It's just infinite hallway. But then I turned around, walked for 5 seconds back to the start of the level, and realized, oh, it's a cart level. Yes, I might have a touch of autism. I don't know, I haven't gotten tested. Don't be rude. Anyway, kill some of the enemies, and what the fuck is that? Oh, I did not like this fight. Maybe it's because I have a monkey brain and didn't understand whether or not I was already moving with the cart or I needed to jump and adjust for it. Either way, it took an embarrassingly long time, and at least we'll never have to deal with him again. Oh, come on! Get out of here! We're moving on to the next level. Introducing Gutterman. He has a shield, but you can use B2's arm to break it. This area is kind of cool because it looks like a war zone. Not only do you get to fight the Gutterman boys, but there's also this Dreadnought Dawn of War looking dude. And at this level you need to get through this hallway, but you don't have the boom to get through, so you go get a cart, find something that makes enough boom, explode it, and jump in the hole it makes. Once you do, you have to fight in this weird looking room with a bunch of pillars, and the pillars slowly disappear throughout the fight. I did a lot of running at this place. The next level's kind of fucked up. The first thing you see is a tombstone with blood on it that says, "Feed us and we will grow." Yes, because I want to do that. Anyway, do that by killing these blood creatures. Throw 3 of these trees and then move on to the last tree, where it's an all-out brawl in this room, and I was stupid, because I kept killing enemies at the center of the room, not near the tree where I needed to, so I spent a lot of time on this level. Finally, we move on to the last level that's available to us. This giant robot buddy is an earth mover. You need to utilize your grappling hook because he is massive. This one turret right here fucked with me so bad because it was just in the right spot where I either just didn't make the jump or it shot and killed me so quick. And even if I did get past him, I wouldn't have enough health to fight the Dreadnought behind him. At this point, I just wanted to be done with the level, so I speed ran through the enemies and fought the defense systems, which had its own health bar. After fighting all of those, you take a little escalator up to the brain. You need to fight the brain. Once you kill it, a timer starts and you need to get out. When you have about a minute left, you need to fight like 3 waves of enemies. And after that, you finally go onto the steam pad and launch off. Oh, okay. And that's about it. You know what? Fuck it. Perfect every level by S ranking in all 3 categories without dying once. And then it unlocks a hidden level. Oh? This is the flesh prison. Deal enough damage and it'll go to a healing phase. Kill all the eyes that it spawns to prevent it from healing. After destroying the prison, you get to fight the hardest boss with the best monologue in music. Minos Prime.
Free at last.
This guy was the biggest pain in the ass. His speed was intense and I just didn't know how to deal with it. I haven't parried all game, but it was time to learn. I caved and learned how to parry properly. At some point during the fights, I accidentally hit G, which remember, swaps your arm ability, so I wasn't parrying anything. I thought, wow, I'm really bad at this all of a sudden, what happened? I should be hitting these, right? Once I realized what happened, I swapped back and locked in. At some point during the fight, someone came into my room, so I muted my mic so I didn't get my reaction to beating Minos. Now, I know I didn't do everything. Sisyphus is, I'm pretty sure, the last secret boss, and I know I didn't fight him. I wasn't really trying to, I just kind of wanted to get done with the game and upload a video. This game was really fun and a worthwhile purchase, so if you have it wishlisted, I highly recommend you buy it. There's just something satisfying about a fast-paced parkour shooter. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and join me next time when I still have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do. So some things I may say are So first you punch your way through demons, learning about the movement. So first you punch your way for the first few enemies. I said first twice again. First you punch your way through some enemies, just to get used to the movement. You know, wall jumping, sliding, Spandard, what the fuck? Who's texting me? Yes, I'm a professional. He says casually. There's also this kamikaze one, but I forgot to mention him because I'm gonna forget to fuck. You also get an upgrade for I've done this so many times, I've almost memorized the script. What did I put? I know what I wrote was good. These totems will prevent shit. I stuttered a little bit. Let's try that again. Alright, scroll down a little bit. Enemy? What the fuck? At this point, I just wanted to be done with the level, so I speed ran through. Oh shit, it's windy. After destroying all those turrets after destroying all those emplacements. I think emplacements is the right word. After destroying all those turrets, you ride a little elevator up and you fuck. This is the flesh prison. I forgot where I was going.